Oh, welcome to Down South Football Podcast. This is your man Renard Williams in the building. We got with us today, of course, Mr. Ben Dennis at I Am DJ Double Dose, Mr. Chauncey Tuck, and at DL Gardner 205, Mr. David Gardner. Fellas, how y'all doing tonight? What's going on?
What up with you, bro?
Going on.
Everybody good, man?
Yeah, man. Good.
For what, Tuck?
I would say, yeah. I mean, it's glad that those Bulldogs from the Hill took care of business. That's one great thing.
That's what we do.
Yes,
that's what we're doing already.
Because we had honeybees up there swarming, not towards Legion Field, but they were.
Hey, man. Hey, man, don't do that, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Right.
We not.
Don't do that. Don't do that to our Hornet listeners and followers.
Let me tell you, Dave is going to be humble. I'm not. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. So,
well, we're not going there first. So I'm going to let you get your little parts out. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Get your little jabs out. Go ahead. Get your jabs in.
Until we get back to that part, I'm all.
Hey, man.
Smooth sailing.
Hey, man. We got to have the hate going on already.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, I just want to be sure. I just want to know what time it is. We good then.
For right now.
For right now. But yeah. Man, it is Wednesday, April 21st, man, and we just happen to be in the building. It's been a minute since we came at y'all live. I know y'all seen a lot of stuff on social media, but want to get a little catch up going on, and so y'all can see what we've been up to and talk to y'all, man. A few topics that's been going on. But first thing first, man. Let's talk about where we were not last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago.
Yes. Yeah.
2 Saturdays ago, man, we had a great opportunity to be at the HBCU NFL Combine. I don't know how many of y'all saw it. Me and David got a chance to go out there to the first ever. Let me emphasize that first ever HBCU NFL Combine, where there was no other media in the building except for y'all people that y'all looking at right now. All y'all that's on this live, letting y'all know, hey, we were the only ones that was in the building, man, that was able to stream and be there. And I wish all 4 of us could have been there, but hey, COVID protocol with them was only 2. But it was a great day and happy to be in the building for it, man. I can't lie to you about that. It was really a really good time, and definitely want to talk a little bit about it. Before we really get into players, Dave, what was your thoughts? I mean, have you grasped the magnitude of where we were and what we was doing in the building that day?
Not really. It hadn't settled in yet. I mean, it's still one of those things I think that you'll look back on 5-10 years from now, like, wow, we was there at the first one. You know, I think that what will make it really set in for me is when one of those guys are able to get their shot, and they're getting their shot because of that event. That's what I'm praying for. I figure like we had enough talent there that'll happen. But I mean, I'm still kind of numb by the opportunity. It was a lot more than what we expected. And so, next go around we'll be back in the building again and be, it won't be that shock again of getting it done. But man, I just grateful to be there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of where it was, because a lot of people have asked me, and I guess I can tell a little bit now why they hear how we even got to that point. I'm not going to tell you all the ups and downs. I'll just tell you that that y'all saw David post. We talked about going and thought it would be a great opportunity, not just for us to be there, but for HBCUs. And our original thought was just to be in the building. We really just want to be in the building, and just kind of see what was going on and see who all was going to be there. We had a little bit of information and actually got hooked up with someone who was able to get us in. We had a little back and forth with the NFL advisory board, back and forth with some other people. And in the end, we got able to stream the event live. I think the biggest thing that I took away from it, Dave, was that those 42 guys, most of them are not did not play football this year. Most of these guys are 2020 guys. They're looking for an opportunity, trying to, open their eyes and get into the league. That's why you had the CFL there, you had the NFL scouts, you had AVXFL scouts, because if you didn't know, that's coming back also. You had all types of scouts that was there, and I thought it was great exposure, man. And as we did research on these guys, I think me and David both had our favorites going into it.
The offense that we're in now allows me to become.
I don't know what that was. I have no idea, but you know, it was as we did our research on those guys, man. I thought it was just we had our favorites, like I said, and we had some ones we knew that was going to stand out, and they were all great, all 42 of them, man. Even the long snapper from Alcorn. I mean, every single last guy, man, deserved it. And before we start getting into a little bit more, Dave, give me 2 or 3 of your personal favorites.
Of course, Solomon. Of course,
Birmingham, Alabama.
One guy. Yeah, you know, Solomon had to represent him. I like my second favorite would probably be it's crazy because I think my 2 favorites were out that linebacker group.
I know you're finna say
my guy from I can't remember his name, from Morgan State.
Oh, Ian McBurrow, my guy.
Ian
McBurrow. Ian
Yeah,
McBurrow.
they were. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying they stood out. I mean, and really all the linebackers, man, most of them will finish their career 200 plus tackles. Most of them finished all conference, whether it was MEAC, CIA, or SWAC. You know, all these guys are high athletes. Ian was a favorite of mine when I was doing my research. 6'2", 230 pounds, 4.56", 40. Was a great player for Morgan State. The thing that, like I said on the broadcast, the thing that I said about on the broadcast was that was the thing that impressed you about Ian, man. And he was the MEAC student of the year, not student athlete, student of the year. Someone that interned at Toyota, someone that interned at Vector Marketing, like, you know, just a really great all around student.
Right.
That was one of the things that stood out for me, man. I mean, all them guys out there, man, a lot of them were so much just straight ball players, just ballers, man. They were just doing it. And I just go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that I was looking at the comments. You know, I'm hardly ever in the comments, but I got them on tonight. But Tuck was talking about Mac. I think he's out North Carolina A&T. The cornerback, the defensive back. We met his father there. Because we actually gave them a list of places to go eat. I believe Mac is going to get a shot too. I believe he's going to get a legit shot. I mean, like a legit
that was Teddy that said that.
Yeah. I never had a comment zone, but I saw that. But yeah, Mac will get a shot.
Yeah, Mac McCain, he was good. Like I said, we did get the chance to talk to his dad, man. His dad was there and had a real good conversation with him because he was up there by where we were broadcasting at. Got to sit down and talk to him. Of course, you know, excuse me, Mr. Jimmy Robinson is definitely a favorite. Mr. You know, Mr. 4.2840. And like I told someone else, a lot of people didn't know. I was getting text messages. I said, "Oh, he ran that last year at his pro day."
That's how I'm about to say. The fact that he did that after a year of not playing and he still kept it consistent and did it again, man. Like I said, you can't teach speed, man.
And let's talk about Kevonta Moses, Dave. Isn't that your tight end from Shaw?
Yeah, I like him. The night before the event, I actually watched. I didn't have to watch but 2 plays. And I knew then he was going to jump. He jumped off the screen at me in 2 plays. I turned it off. It was just, it was somebody. I'm like, how in the heck did he kind of slip through the cracks? But you never know. But yeah, Shaw is, I'm talking Moses, Kevonta. He is, he could possibly get a free agent look from what I'm hearing. So I'm hoping so. I think both tight ends were great, man. But Shaw just has, I mean, he's one of those guys. I don't know if you ever heard a guy just catch a football and you don't even hit his hands. He's that guy. Yeah.
It just, I mean, everything with him, man, which is really fluid and really impressive. Even down to a couple of the offensive linemen. Of course, our favorite name, Jodeci Harris.
The best name. Best name.
Shout out to his parents, man. You know what I'm saying? One of the we ain't gonna get into that debate.
Thank you. Please, let's not go there.
One of the greatest R&B groups. You know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, from the 90s. Let's move that part on. However, I had to ask him, man. Had to ask him, hey, were you named after the group? And he confirmed, not in us talking, but in a prior interview, that yeah, he was named after the group, and he said his favorite song was "Forever My Lady."
Nice.
So hey,
that's what's up.
That's what's up, man. I can't. I really wish we could do a whole show on what all we experienced and what we saw. It was a really fast moving day. Still humbled and overwhelmed that we were the only people that was really there outside of the scouts and outside a couple parents that were there and the athletes, man. And for us to stream the 4.5 hours we out there, man. And those guys are very appreciative. We're gonna have some of them guys on soon. Hopefully, trying to get a couple on before the draft. A couple of them got some scheduling conflicts. Of course, can't forget to mention DeAndre Francois, the former Florida State quarterback out there. If y'all seen the clips, I posted the clip a couple times of Dave talking to me saying, I said, Dave, is that Francois? Because I was on the other end while Dave had the iPad on there, and Dave was like, you saw that, right? I said, okay, yeah, that's him. I'm sorry. I apologize for saying that, because you can tell he got that on, but it was popping up off of him. But it was just good to see all them kids bounce back, because little known fact, a lot of those kids were D1 kids. And for whether or not they transferred, and for some good reasons, some just because they wanted to, but a lot of them were D1 kids, and a lot of them were kids that were highly recruited. Just showed you, man, the HBCUs have the talent. We just looking for exposure, man. That's what we need, and that's what we need to continue to do, is have exposure in this game.
And let me ask you a question, Renard. The guys that y'all get a chance to talk to, what was the vibe around them? How were they? Were they happy to be there? Was it like, we pumped, we here, we want to show what we got? Just what was the feeling, the vibe around them?
I can let Dave answer this too. I would say the vibe was like business. Like, gotcha. I'm here. Like, hey, it's my time. Let's go handle this business. Like, it wasn't a lot of like fooling around. It wasn't a lot of like, it was a lot of like, hey, it's my time. Yeah, it's my time to do what I need to do. And that's just kind of what it was. Because a lot of these guys, man, like there was one guy that was supposed to come. That was the guy that I really wanted to see. I think his name was Rico Anderson. I think it's Anderson. Rico Anderson. The guy's married with 3 kids. He's straight out. It's just, he got a lot of. He has a few articles written about him.
He on some Chris Winkett type stuff. He good and grown.
He grown, but he wasn't old. He's not old. I think he was 23, 24. Just had kids young, but same lady and everything. But there was just so many kids that you just wanted to see, man. But the vibe, being honest, was like straight business. That's what we're here for, and that's what I think it really stood out to me. And there was a lot of great talk from some of the scouts that was there. Like, this guy can be a practice guy. What Teddy says? Kevonta Moses. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Kevonta Moses is the tight end from Shaw. And there was another tight end that was there too. That was really good also, because I got their stats and stuff over here. But Dave, what was your thoughts?
About the whole thing in general, just everything.
Yeah. Well, I think he was Ben was asking like the vibe and all that.
The vibe of the players, the vibe of the players.
The vibe of the players, man. It was, you could tell that they were there to go to work. They came in, got warmed up. Got into their position drills. Moved everything, because they kept it flowing. I kind of like how they did it. Every position group. They may have had two position group combined, and they just kept it moving. You could tell they probably split them off about an hour and a half to about 45 minutes to an hour apart. But the guys came in, got warmed up, did what they had to do, man. They kind of got out of there. Now you had some that kind of linger around, a little bit, because they looks like, from the looks of it, most of them when we were leaving out, I saw them kind of loading the bus. So I don't know if they had them all housed, which makes sense because of COVID. They probably had them all housed in one spot. Yeah, one spot. But for the most part, man, they came in, handled their business, man, and got out of there. And one point I do want to drive home, and like I mentioned during the broadcast while we were going live, is that this is the perfect example, man. It doesn't really matter where you started. I mean, it's how you finish it. You know, you can start at a lower division, higher division. These guys here were higher division. One guy transferred. I think he was from Oregon, stayed at Oregon a year, and then went to Grambling, if I'm not mistaken. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your start is. That end result can still be the same, and that's the bottom. And that's kind of what you want to happen.
And I think I like that too, man. Because like you said, you know, the tape is one thing, but to be able to, for some of these guys to be able to have the tape plus this, and if this is a thing that they're going to do moving forward, it's going to, like you said, like we're talking about, got to run the 4.2. It's like, okay, you've seen this tape, all right, cool. Now you seeing the same thing right here in your face. You know what I'm saying? Right in your face, and I think that's going to be good moving forward. I really like that.
Hey Ben, and let me tell you something. It was expected. Let me tell y'all it was expected. When Mr. Jimmy Robinson, when he got ready to run his 40, you saw people walking toward the middle of the field with their phones.
They were ready to see.
And they were ready. Because I mean, he was one of the people that you heard so much about as far as like his 40 time, and you just wanted to see it in person. And I think Dave was down on the field while I was upstairs, and he would tell you, he just like Dave, like I don't want to see nobody else run a 40. I done did a 4.28 40. I don't want to see anything else, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what it was.
With stuff like that, it's like you read about it, and then it's like, you know what, you believe it, but then it's like, you know, let me just see it. Let me peek it. Let me see it for real. And like you said, everybody was loaded up and they was ready to just go ahead and watch it, man. And then what do you know? He delivered right on time, right on point. So that was
And I would say this, man, then we can move on to the next subject. I really hope that you guys really continue to support HBCU. I know a lot of us start off on this particular podcast. We definitely start out Power 5, and a lot of people have no idea how good and how talented these kids are, man. I'm talking about these are not just like, oh, we just gonna get 40 players. No. We got first team All-Americans. We got standouts. Like these guys just looking for an opportunity, man. And one thing I can't respect about the NFL, they don't give a damn where you come from. They don't care what you do. Long as you got a place on there, long as you can play ball, they will come and find you. But I think we will be invited back next year. Talking to a couple of people, but it was pretty good. You know, I saw Chuck asked about any Alabama State players that stood out. Alabama players, they talk about the DB. He was pretty good. Then, of course, Solomon from right there down the street in Parker High School, Birmingham, Alabama. Alcorn State is where he was, you know, where he matriculated at. But hey, I thought it was great, man. I thought it was wonderful, and we're gonna probably just, if nothing else, release these guys' names so y'all can see the whole list of what we got going on. But that's that on the HBCU NFL Combine. Hey, y'all didn't know y'all was on a broadcast with people that have made history. Regardless of what happened from here going forward, just remember, man, you know, wasn't nobody else there for real but us. So that was it. Next thing we got is the let's talk a little bit about the Classic. I'm gonna step back for a minute because I had to tell somebody about Aquia Glass. Somebody didn't believe. I ain't gonna say who it was. Somebody didn't believe me about Glass and them boys, but I don't know why. It ain't none of us. It ain't one of us. It's somebody I know. But they were like, man, he can't be good. Why? Tell me about it. Why?
Read them stats, Bernard.
Hold on, Chuck. How is it a fake classic? How is it a fake classic, Chuck?
We will ignore all hate. Yeah. Aquia Glass was 25 for 40, 372 yards, 3 TDs.
And what's the number that we like? What's our number that we like? Zero.
But you know the best thing about Aquia was that he started off not good. The team did not, to me, just they didn't seem like they was, you know, they was there, but then it was like, okay.
Time out now. Hold up. Chuck said they ain't played enough games yet.
I'm not addressing foolishness in the comments right
Sir,
now, sir. It's not
that man went off on Jackson State and then he followed it up with what he just did.
Excuse me. I'm not. Chuck has proven that we need to just ignore his comments right now, and we're going to continue to move forward. For the rest of the people on here, we're talking about the City Classis. We're talking about Quill Glass, and if he would just give us 2 minutes, we'll get around to Bama State. But the winners get the spoil. So, all right. This is where we are. But Quill been doing this, man. He's been doing it all year. I really just like watching the kid play. He's already confirmed he's coming back again.
Yes.
So he's already confirmed he's coming back, so we get to see him again. Chuck, I'm about to put you on mute. I'm about to mute you out the comments, sir. I'm about to mute you out the comments. Okay. See now. I will give you this.
Listen, man. You have to let Chuck go ahead and talk. Just let him talk. I'm gonna put the baby to bed in a minute.
Okay, I'm gonna let you put the baby to bed. I'm gonna build it up to it. I'm gonna build up to it. Now, Ezra Gray is a bad boy. Y'all got down at Alabama State, Chuck. Now, if y'all quarterback might not get hurt, it might be a different story. However, if and buts, but y'all lost.
You know the saying. What to say? If and buts.
I'm not going any further with that, sir. They're not going to get me.
FC, we FCC now. We worried about the FCC. Oh, okay.
Sorry,
yes. We worried about the FCC. Oh, okay.
All right, fam.
I know when I meet y'all told me to tighten up. I know we had to meet. We had to meet.
Certain words can fly, but we got some other people watching us now. And they got money in their hands, so yeah, we gotta chill a little bit.
Okay. I understand.
Not all the way.
Right. This all I'm gonna say is going back to the draft just for half a second. I just want to thank y'all 2 guys that went to the combine.
HBCU NFL Combine, sir.
Okay. I tried.
No. He gonna be on it all week in the chat. You know how he gonna do.
I apologize, Senator Tuck. Go right ahead.
Correct everything all week.
The olive branch, and you just being like, no, okay. But anyway, I appreciate y'all 2 guys though, taking the heat of an official NFL event. This is that's huge. I really am proud of y'all, the way y'all handled everything. You know how when we were talking, I was very excited about it, and I was like, oh. Then they say, oh, COVID, it can only allow 2 people. I was like, okay, cool.
All right, well,
heartbroken, but okay. But it's one we got to fall on the sword. So I was okay with it, no problem. But I was proud of y'all, man. Y'all represented us very well. And speaking of representing very well, those Alabama A&M Bulldogs represented very well.
Oh, here come Chuck.
This past weekend, who hasn't beat Jackson State? By the way, let's go to be real. Chuck is just throwing that out there like it's something and an accomplishment to beat Jackson State and to troll Deion Sanders.
Didn't know they were Alabama. I'm sorry.
Right.
Didn't know they were Alabama. My bad.
Right. So, I am very, very proud to say that the A&M Bulldogs took care of business. I said at the beginning of the year of the SWAC season, I just don't see nobody beating A&M.
You did say that.
I just didn't see nobody beat. I said 60-something to 20-something early in the year. And the reason why they did not score 60 points is because they took that foot. This is the gas. This is what they did with it. They took the foot off of it. That's what they did. So Mr. Glass could have broken some more records. He could have broke some glass already. So I'm the calm one. Dave is ready to let loose. I don't know if he's going to do it or not.
What up, Damien?
I mean, how many games but Chuck, how many games do y'all need to get ready? That's all I need to know, because y'all swore up and down. Y'all was ready after y'all beat Jackson State. But then when Alabama State went to Jackson, Mississippi.
Let's see. Okay. Hold on.
The JSU win had them crunk. You know that.
Hold on one second. Let me bring this back in before somebody. Nobody's hating on Alabama State. We really just messing with Chuck because we know who Chuck is. Alabama State. It ain't nothing but respect on this side. But Chuck, before you go back.
Yes, man. Yes, sir.
Let's. The man with the $300 office chair is swirling back and forth. So We gotta let the alumni bulldogs.
Alumni, go ahead.
I'm just hyping them up. I'm getting them ready. That's all. I'm just the pre-show. I'm just hyping
Chuck,
them up.
Chuck, come on, man. Chuck,
All
stop.
Right. Go ahead.
The floor is yours, Dave. The floor is yours.
Go ahead and do it. Take this in, bro.
You know,
Hold on. No, we can't. No, go ahead and talk, Dave. Go ahead.
No, you know, about 2 days before the game, my sister-in-law made a post, and she had this guy laid out on the table. He probably was about 400 pounds, butt naked.
Hell no.
And she said that the caption was Alabama A&M stupid about it.
Well, we finna be on one. I hope y'all ready because we just getting started. I hope y'all ready.
Good thing you took me off the camera.
I think Chuck was the one that tagged me in it. And so I saw that, and I found a picture the day before the game that had a picture of Alabama State campus, and it said that if non-essential was a school.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. So speaking of non-essential,
Chuck, it's your fault, Chuck. It's your fault, Chuck.
It's your
You
fault.
did this.
You
You
did
did this.
you know, when I went to the game with my lovely wife, and we walked into the stadium, and I stopped by the ABC's table or the Spirits table, as you might say. I grabbed me a drink. He didn't focus what I partook in.
I thought I saw a drink in that picture.
Yeah, I had a drink. Yeah, I had about 2 or 3 because it got really good by the second half, but I couldn't stop going back in.
At the halftime, it was like, you know what? This is good.
Oh my God! This is the greatest
Dave.
Coke in the world. Huh?
Dave, I just got a text that somebody said Dave got them hands together today. He about to ready to go to town.
Coming into the game, Chuck was talking, man. He was talking, for about 3 weeks, man. I even went up there to Alabama State, man, and saw them play Jackson State, and I thought they did a wonderful job, but I told
You
them.
did. Show the video and everything.
Everything, man. Show love. Show love.
You did.
Great hospitality. It was all love. But, the bottom line is, man, all on those sides, we were 21. We were 3 touchdowns or more better than them folks, man. That is what it is. Clear glass, got the job done. We played. We gave you a chance in the first half.
We tried. You tried.
We tried.
It was 17-14 or something like that at halftime.
17-14, then those came out first. So I'm gonna end this in the words of Coach Connor Maynard. If you don't know, now you know.
You know.
I'm done with it.
2 claps
I'm
in
ready for the SWAC Championship May 1st. Alabama State won't be there, which is great for me. Maybe the all y'all get there. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so.
October's gonna be real fun. October's gonna be real fun. This October.
It's gonna get better.
But when they laid the dude on the table, man, they said that was our student body. I just couldn't. Bubba's a great player, but Bubba
he really is.
Bubba don't play quarterback.
Dave, you took the words out my mouth.
Exactly. He don't play quarterback.
Stop what they call themselves, the Outlaws. The Outlaws got y'all. Cause 27. Chuck, let's talk about 27.
Terrible.
27.
Bull.
They picked on him.
27.
I'm talking about how they picked on him.
From Hubbard High School. So yeah, they did pick on him.
They didn't say they picked on him. I ain't talking about him personally. I'm just saying they picked on him.
Oh, yeah. And we gonna pick on him if he out there in the fall too.
Yeah.
Chuck, it don't stop.
He was a freshman, Dave.
What that got to do with anything?
That's what Chuck said.
He's a freshman.
Hey.
This is not an Alabama A&M broadcast. Alabama State fans, we do love and appreciate you for watching.
Let me
Down South Football Podcast Live. We appreciate you guys, but right now y'all finna get this work. This is personal.
This is personal between Dave and a viewer. They are friends, and since he just want to flood my time, flood my comments, had to let him know. Damon, I'm with you, bro. Tell him.
Look, in the words of Loaded Lux, Chuck, you gonna get this work. You gonna get this work.
But truth be told, man, I think both teams got really great futures ahead of them. I really do. Sir. You know what I'm saying? I hate that Gray is a senior, and they said they don't know if he's coming back. And correct me if I'm wrong, Chuck. But I really like it, man. And I will say this about the Classic and the SWAC and everything else. Until Saturday, a brother had just forgot that Bethune and Fam coming in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if y'all don't know, y'all got Bethune and Fam coming into the SWAC. Like, it's about to get
SWAC gonna be real nice.
SWAC was already nice, but it's about to get
real nice. Yes,
it's about to get real nice. Chuck said number 2 is better.
Man, let me tell you something. Look, Chuck. Let me tell you, you were messing with us, Chuck. You before the show, we came on the show. I was like, Chuck, I knew you were Dave's friend, but I was like, who is Chuck? And I was like, why does he keep commenting on year-old posts that had nothing to do with Alabama State?
That man wants some love badly.
Okay, well, he gonna get it. He got it tonight. They don't know about love, but he got something tonight.
Stay with us, hey Chuck. Stay with us, Chuck. Stay with us, Chuck.
Two claps in the ring.
Chuck, you know it ain't nothing but love, man. It ain't nothing but love, Chuck. But anyway, man, look. Congratulations to Alabama. Oh God. Congratulations to Alabama A&M. I'm scared to move on because I don't know what about to happen, but you know
himself. He brought this on himself. He's gonna get.
No, I'll tell you something. You friend with David, then you already know how it go. Oh Lord, I'm scared. He pulling a bin.
When that camera come back on.
Anticipation.
While we doing that, man, let me. Okay. Oh,
yeah, I figured he was going because I saw that Philly flag back there. I figured he was gonna change flags. I figured.
Hey Chuck, if you need a flag, I got an extra. Chuck.
We got some Nike A&M gear and Dicks if you want some too.
Let me grab back control of this just a little bit.
Yes, sir.
While Dave was getting rearranged, hey man, we just want to let y'all know, hey, we got some nice things coming. We so a long-awaited merchandise, long-awaited website, and other small little things. I don't want to give it all of away, man, but we appreciate y'all what y'all do. Like I said, you know, we got some stuff coming, and as always, you know, y'all can always bless the cash out. But if y'all really want to bless us, just make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube, man. We said we roll to 1K and beyond because we got a lot of stuff planned. We appreciate y'all. Now that Dave is back, we can move on to the next. Let's move on to the next topic. But congratulations again to A&M. It should be a hell of a game on May 1st. Really looking forward to it.
Yes,
one-time transfer rule. If Teddy is still on here, I would love to get his opinion about the one-time transfer rule that's been approved for most conferences. Some had done it beforehand, but it seems to be happening across most of the conferences. They're going to go ahead and do it. But I guess I want to start out with a question about the one-time transfer rule. What are your feelings about it? And do you see it? We already have free agency in college football. You can call it what the hell you want to call it. Damn it, it's free agency. Do you see this now? I think the example that I heard the other day was, well, now you're gonna have a guy that's gonna get mad about he ain't getting enough NIL money, which we'll talk about that later too. And then he gonna get in the transfer portal. And he's just gonna leave. What is your feelings about the one-time transfer? Are you in favor of it? Or are you against it? What's your thoughts?
I think it's it needs to be a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
I mean, I'm in favor for it. I mean, these people are getting, you know, ridiculous now. They basically getting these one-year contracts with these schools. Like, if I go to Georgia, then boom, I can go to Auburn. Then, or the coaches leave, then I can just hop my little tail up down to Florida.
They've been doing it. Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be good for it'll stop some of it. Like I said, but it needs to be on a case-by-case basis.
Right. What we doing? What we doing? We just hollering on the broadcast now.
Yeah,
I was like, what we got going on? That's what we doing now. Sorry, folks. As they say on live TV.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Well, if like I said, let's say if Arkansas coaches get fired and they're willing to leave, and then they go to, let's say, Mississippi State, then the coach gets fired at Mississippi State. Okay, I can see where that could be a little lenient on that part, but just from jumping from school to school just because you're not getting any playing time, or it's your parents are not, or maybe if your parents are sick in that realm, like I'm not saying, oh, my parents are sick, but she lives in Alabama, but I have to go to UCLA to go to school. You know what I'm saying? That's the part where I'll be like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I'm in favor for it.
That's my cousin. That's my cousin Chelsea. But that's my cousin. When I told you about my cousin that played for Tuskegee, that's my cousin that played for Tuskegee.
Oh, okay.
You call the wife now. I'm with you. What's your thoughts, Dave?
Oh man, where I start? I'm gonna be long, but I mean, it's a lot of moving pieces in here. I mean, I think that one part of it you could focus it on what Tuck mentioned. The school to school, transferring, from different school for different reasons. I just wish that, I mean, I like it. I like the fact that if a coach can leave, then kids should have the ability to leave one time.
Right.
I mean, I get that. I'm looking at it more so on the trickle down effect that it's going to have at the other levels, because now with the transfer portal being what it is, a lot of these kids, to me, you kind of treating 4-year colleges as if they're JUCOs, because they'll go there for sometimes not even a semester, and then boom, they transfer out, and we got to see that really big time because of COVID this particular year. So I think it'll be a trickle down effect. I don't know how, unless you have a kid that maybe don't have the grades, I don't really know how beneficial a JUCO program will be, because I can grab a kid out the court. You know what I mean? I don't have to really look into the JUCOs to get ready players. I got a guy that's been over here at, I don't know, Arkansas State for 2 years. I can bring him in, and most times he's going to be eligible to play as far as academically. Then you look at it from the standpoint of high school recruiting. So how's it going to affect the outcome? The freshmen that's coming out. So if the kid, if Division I school can take 25 guys, how many are they going to be? 25 freshmen? Are they going to be 10 transfers? Maybe 1 or 2 JUCO. You might get 5 or 6. I mean, how is it going to affect the dynamics? Now, on the tail end of this, and I'll wrap it up, I think that your lower division schools, because of this, are going to get stronger, because they're going to have access to more. Because all the kids in the transfer portal, the majority of them don't have a home. So
no, it's a whole lot of them that don't have a
whole lot of them.
You're right about that.
So now, if you have to get coming out, and your big time recruits won't feel this at all. It'll just be business as usual. Your middle of the road to lower tier guys, they'll feel it. But at the same time, where they may have got a shot at a lower level FCS or a higher level D2 or a lower level D2, they're now made be better players that can fit into those roles. So I think because of this, and to wrap it up, because of this, I think we're going to just see a change across the whole landscape of college football.
But someday, to go off your point, we can reverse it too. Because think about somebody like the guy we was talking about from A&M with a kill glass. So let's just say everybody's taking notice of how he's balling, right? And then even though I'm going to use Tennessee as an example, even though I know they just got melted. But if you're a school like Tennessee,
they got like 6 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? But you take a school that actually got quarterback issues, and then you got this guy from HBCU who has balled his ass off. You're like, you know what? Hey, one shot deal, bring him in, let him come in, let him play on a D1 level, whereas you probably wouldn't have looked at him 3-4 years ago. You looking at his stats right now, and you like, you know what? I can go and bring this guy aboard. I got quarterback issues.
You mean Power 5 D1?
Well, Power 5, you know what I'm saying? Power 5. Right. I got quarterback issues. I can go and bring this guy in.
You know what? That actually happened. Maybe like 2 seasons ago was a guy that was he was a kid that was a grad transfer from Alabama A&M, a wide receiver. I think he transferred. I want to say Houston is where he went, if I'm not mistaken. So it has happened, but to your point, I think both ways it's going to.
Both ways it's going to work.
It's about it's going
I mean, I personally like it because, like we said, we see these coaches dip all the time. So so for these kids to be able to what if they have a real reason for leaving and to be able to dip and go somewhere? Because like if you think about old buddy from Ole Miss when all the scandal and there, Shea Patterson, when all the scandal and everything, think about everything that he went through to get playing time in Michigan. It's like if this would have been in place back then, he wouldn't have had to go through all that red, even though he ended up getting it, but he wouldn't have had to go through all that red tape to get playing time when it was clearly a damn scandal going on at the school, which is why he left. So
go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm saying so for guys like that, it's gonna be good, you know what I'm saying? But again, we got the transfer portal. We know it's a ton of kids that's in there that don't have a home, but the ones that are, I guess you would say, proven and put up numbers, they're gonna be able, because before they dip, they're probably gonna have somebody in their ear already, like, look, you go ahead and come to Cincinnati, or you go ahead and come to Miami or wherever, we got you. And then it ain't gonna be an issue with them having to worry about trying to get a waiver and all that shit. They ain't gonna have to worry about that no more. So it's gonna be okay. I think it's gonna balance itself out.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of with I'm cool with it. I don't really have a huge issue with it, but I try to keep it separate from the coaches thing. And I'm gonna tell you why I keep it separate from the coaches.
Right.
Well, I keep it separate from the coaches because these are student athletes. Now I'm not gonna get into the whole freedom thing, but right. I just look at it from a student athlete point of view. Let's be real about this. If you go through the recruiting process, everything is perfect. What I mean by perfect is like if you that top ranked prospect or you a highly rated prospect, ain't no coach telling you the negative side. Ain't no coach telling you no wrong. They'll tell you a little bit. The minute I tell you the truth, like it's gonna be hard, all that kind of good stuff like that. That's normal stuff. But when they get up there and it's time for that, and you might get to that school and you just don't fit. Mm-hmm. Because truth be told, there is no trial period. There's no trial period. I mean, I listened to, I don't know, I was mean to send out to the group. I watched Najee Harris Road to the Pros from AL.com. If you haven't seen it, it's freaking excellent. You need to go check it out. And he talks about it. He talks about how many times he was getting ready to leave Alabama. How many times he took a plane back home because he missed home. And, it's like, it's a lot that goes in it. As we as fans and we as commentators or whatever else, we just kind of look at it like, oh, man, he shouldn't do this. He shouldn't do that. But understand when you were 18, 19 and you was getting recruited and you was trying to figure out what school you wanted to go to or what you was trying to do. So I'm in favor for it for the players. Now, it's going to be some players that are going to take advantage of it. Anything that happens good, somebody's going to take advantage of it. But I think they're going to have to try to control it a little bit, but it's definitely something that needn't happen. I think we're all in favor of it, but I don't think any of us want the wild, wild west.
No.
I don't think that. But that one-time transfer rule leads us into another topic that is kind of similar. We'll start here and then we'll go back to another one. But the recruiting dead period is over on June 1st. I'm gonna say this first for 30 seconds. This has been the most ass ran,
stupid,
dumb, ridiculous,
whatever you want to put with it.
Operation, whatever adjective you want to put into it for what the NCAA has done. And I'm gonna tell you why. I don't think if you don't follow recruiting like we do, I don't know. I know, like I said, 20 plus years in this game, following from head to toe. When there's a dead period, that means there's no visits. There's no for real contact, for real. I mean, you can, do Zoom and phone call and stuff like that. But like, I'm gonna take a school like a Auburn. Okay. We all know what the beast is over here in the West in Alabama. We know what the current beast over here in Georgia is. Mm-hmm. We know what Clemson has become. Auburn's biggest selling point is when they get you on campus. Mm-hmm. I can say that's 100%. They'll tell you that to the day they die. And when you can't do that, and as a kid who's trying to recruit and you taking all these virtual visits and you doing this and doing that, but we can let fans in the stands, but we can have football games We can have all these other things, but they can play a football game on Friday night with crowds, but we can't come down here to visit a campus for my future.
Right.
And you know, Renard, to your point, bring it in some more. As we talked about the spring games, think about that. Those kids that came to the spring games, the coaches couldn't have no interactions with them at all. So, like, you know, like you said, like Auburn had y'all spring game, FSU had a spring game, and you had to get the recruits from said classes to try to coordinate whatever they could because of this dead period situation. The coaches had to have zero interaction with these kids, and they was on campus and they couldn't even talk to them.
When you talking about recruits, man, let me say this, and I know Dave got a lot to say about this too. I'm Dave and Tuck, and hell, everybody, but
not really. I don't even want to talk about that trash.
I know. But what ticks me off is that y'all asking these kids to do this, that, and that, and this. But yet still you don't want to give them an ample opportunity to go out and get recruited because then you want to hide by the hypocrisy of COVID. Now look, and what I mean by that is the hypocrisy is we can have 20% in the stands.
Right.
We can have game days because guess what? The mighty dollar gonna speak
all day.
We can do all these other things, but we can't let kids say this. Say no more than 20 kids can visit. You know what I'm saying? It's like they could have done that months ago.
Yes.
Right.
Now we had a whole 2021 class, which I already expect a lot of 2021 kids gonna be in the portal. And now you're gonna add it to another big problem because y'all are stupid. There was nobody in the NCAA landscape that writes about it, that's been around it, that thought it was a good idea.
Nope.
So whoever next.
I mean, all I gotta say is this could have been avoided. They could have had killed the dead early period by, like you said, it could have, of all the planning that was done for March Madness.
They knew that when the spring games was coming.
Right.
They knew.
You knew everything was going to change. So if you think, like you said, for a place like Auburn, especially that sells the home field, I mean that's not fair. All Nick Saban said was we're just going to adjust to it. How? I mean, you just all you got to do is get Coach Saban to go up there and talk. That's all he got to do.
You cut the lights off?
Oh dang!
I said, where you go, bro?
Yeah, come back.
We hear you clear day.
Oh, okay.
All I was gonna say is you got Nick Saban. All Coach got to get up there and do is talk, show his rings off, and he had that's all he got to do. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm glad they finally fixed it, or they finally let the kids come to campus and visit, because that's part of it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids missed out on a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that they're finally acknowledging it and let the kids come out and letting them, do the thing. But I don't think it'll be the same. I really don't. I don't know, man. I just want to see how they're going to go forward, because of course Alabama's going to adjust to whatever they do, but I don't think it's fair.
Dave?
I don't know how you're asking an 18-year-old.
Yes.
And you're asking the parents of this 18-year-old to let them go and live in a city in which 9 times out of 10 nobody's visited.
Right.
No family reunions there. No vacations there. But based off of the strength of the school, based off of, the school may be, I don't know, I'm making up one, let's just say a Michigan, University of Michigan.
Right.
You ask me, let my child go to Michigan to live there and make that place home, but I never stepped foot on the campus. How do I know how I'm going to fit in? So I said this then, and I'm saying it now. If you think the transfer portal is bad now, let's just give it this time next year. And
it's going to be awful. It's going to be awful next year. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say on that, man, because it has really ticked me off. Especially, and we went on visit. Of course, the NAIA is not under the same sanction as the NCAA. But I couldn't see and rationalize why the NCAA couldn't go. When we went to our visit up at Lindsey Wilson, it was probably about 20 kids there, maybe, and they split you off in groups based on position, and you might have had one or two coaches with you walking around campus. You know, everybody had the mask on, this, that, and the other. They check your temperature when you hit the door. The same protocols that you go. I mean, that they do when you go to a doctor's office is basically what it looked like. So I couldn't understand why. To me, it has to be something bigger than what we're seeing on the surface. But I just think it was a damn shame that they did what they did.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see the point. I didn't see the point of it. That's why I was trying. I just didn't see the point.
That's why I was at with it. Like, I didn't understand why. Like, you allow, to go back, like you said, you allowed games that had 10, 15, 20% capacity. You let a whole NCAA tournament go on. You see what I'm saying? And like you set dates for things and you knew when these things were coming. I don't understand why it was such a difficult thing to do. You could have even spread it out because a lot of these kids came on because I know Florida State had plenty kids that came on unofficial visits. So you had a lot of these kids that came on unofficial visits. Okay, well, just spread them out. You know what I'm saying? Don't have the kids come all on Saturday. Have some come on Thursday. Have some come on Friday. Have some come on Saturday. Whatever you want to do.
I ain't coming on Thursday.
But I'm just saying, just whatever you want to do to make it, to make it make sense. You see what I'm saying? Instead of just saying, hell, you know what? We just gonna wait to June the 1st. Like, it's like, come on, man. Y'all could have. You had a whole year to figure this out.
Right.
Well,
some of those places, their hot bar is not good on Thursdays.
Well, we know that part. I'm just,
But like with the tournament, like, what the deal was. A tournament. They missed a $1.5 billion.
Yeah, it was going to happen.
And is, and I don't know if most people know on this call. I know we know the NCAA really don't make money off college football.
No.
NCAA makes money off of the basketball tournament.
Right.
Lasts for almost a month.
They need that $1.5 billion that they're getting from CBS and all these other people that they pay for this sponsorship. That is NCAA money. The college football playoff, all that stuff like that has zero to do with the NCAA as far as revenue and money. Which is part of the reason.
Say that again so people can understand that the college football playoff has zero
to do with the NCAA as far as money or revenue or anything like that. It is a total separate entity from what it happened and for what it is. And it's people's like, man, they went out their way to make sure the tournament gonna be right. You're damn right. Yeah. They weren't gonna miss another year of $1 billion. No, it wasn't gonna happen because then y'all thought stuff shut down. A lot of these swimming programs and stuff beforehand. Let NCAA win another year without the NCAA tournament, bro. They were gonna get that tournament in. Like the NBA was gonna finish that season.
The bubble was happening.
The bubble was happening. Either you gonna get with it or you wasn't gonna get with it. But I think it's a shame, man. I really feel for every kid in the 2021 class. Of course, I have a couple kids that are close to me. I was really hurting for little Dave. I just hope for all these kids, man, that's in the 2021 class that to steal a Chad Ochocinco word, build up some calluses in them, and then they can use that callus later on, man, and continue to strive and do better. I don't know what they could do for them, but something needs to be done for those kids. Don't ask me. I don't have an idea, but something definitely needs to be done about it. And we talk about recruiting till we blue in the face because it's important. It's the lifeblood of any college football program. I don't care what level you playing at, but I just think it's sad. I just really think it's really, really sad, man. And it really put a lot of. Imagine being a new staff. Imagine being a new coach, and you're trying to navigate the Zoom and the virtual life and this and that and this, man. And you're trying to do all this in this unprecedented times. But that's where we were with the recruiting dead period. Let's move on to another topic, man. I want to say this last one because it's a little bit more complicated. So, in the comments, if you're there, we're going to talk just a very quick couple minutes about the spring game, more just like who y'all saw that was a standout. We got some beat writers and some other folks that were lining up to talk individually about teams and to get more in depth about what's going on. Was there anybody that you saw, and you guys said you can drop it down in the comments, any team that just happened? Like I said, I know the spring game's still going on, but there was a lot that happened these past couple of weekends, which normally happens. Is there anybody that you saw or heard that really impressed you? It could be a newcomer. It could be someone that looks like they kind of turned the corner a little bit. Anything at all that kind of stood out for you about any of the spring game. Tuck, I'll start with you.
I'm just the games that I did watch. I can't remember the young man's name, but it's gonna be I'm just gonna put it like this. It's gonna be a pretty interesting quarterback battle in Ohio State.
I already knew you was going with it.
I just want to see how both of them are going to progress. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a 2-quarterback system up there in old Columbus. But I mean,
neither one of them are taking a college snap, if I'm correct, right?
Nope.
Yeah, they threw that number out there. It was like, this is the first time Ohio State hasn't had a person coming in to take whatever's going to start that hadn't taken the college snap in, I think it was like 30, 40 years, some crazy number.
Another guy that was the Arkansas receiver who just surprisingly went into the transfer portal.
Mike.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I mean, I saw some, I thought I was going to see some good stuff between him and the other guy that's on the other side of him, but that's not going to happen.
He did came out and say that it had nothing to do with the coaching staff or anything like that. It was just a him decision.
Yeah, and somebody's probably talking in his ear. He's probably going to another big.
Yeah,
but
it's somebody on deck that we just, when it happens, we're gonna be like, oh, okay, well that makes sense.
And it's probably Florida, but or it might be Georgia. You never know. But other than that, no. I mean, Tank was still doing Tank things. Auburn offensive line needs a little bit more work. They did do a good job of run blocking. Pass pro was still, Bo was still, escaping the pocket a little bit quick. But other than that, that's
he did a lot better on the small things than I thought he would at this point.
You can tell his technique is getting a little bit, but you can tell Bobo been working with him. So other than that,
okay.
I guess.
Oh, go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Ben.
I was gonna say, I guess for me, I know we don't like to say it, but it is what it is. I guess for me with Alabama,
you don't like to say it.
I don't.
They got this early enrollee. It's almost like if they finna turn into I know their fans would love to say they're finna turn into wide receiver U or whatever, but the Hall kid, he balled out. He did. He had a real good spring game along with Bryce Young. So they're both, obviously Bryce Young is gonna probably take the job, and you got Hall. He's coming in. I think Michi didn't play.
No,
I don't think
Michi didn't win in the whole spring. They had 20 players that were there.
Yeah.
Michi didn't play. So for what they had, you had A.G. Hall, and he had a good spring. So I guess for those who wonder if there's going to be a fall off, which we knew it wasn't going to be at wide receiver, and looks like they definitely have reloaded the clip. So
you know what? I would not even say they reloaded clip, because you knew they had Xavier Williams last year, who was the freshman that didn't play a lot. You knew they had the number 1 recruiting wide receiver class coming in, a lot of these dogs, and they already had some people that was on campus. I put it like this: when it comes to Alabama, I don't ever look. I don't say, dang, who gonna replace him? I always just say, who next? And that's why. That's it.
And I gonna say, and from what we heard in practice, I don't necessarily know if it translated in the spring game, but Kool-Aid definitely has been making his print in practice. Looks like he's definitely gonna
second team at the least.
Yeah. Basically, so he's definitely gonna have some opportunities.
Kool-Aid is not playing basketball. I might would let that go.
Nah, well, if he does, I'd be more surprised about him playing basketball than him playing.
Saban is not finna put that man out there, dog. It's a wrap.
Y'all might have seen the last of Kool-Aid when he was standing on the sideline with the basketball team this past. I don't know if he go out there and ball. I just don't see him doing that. But Dave, do you have anybody?
I got a chance to stick my head in and watch a little bit of JT Daniels, Zamir White, of course, look good. I did like the Hall kid from Bama. Bryce Young is probably going to be surprisingly better than I would thought he would be. I thought his size would play a factor.
That's what I'm about to say. He's small.
Yeah, I thought that his size, but what I saw, I don't know. I think he's going to be just fine there. I did get a Roydale Williams sighting down in Tuscaloosa, which is good. Paul Tyson, and the reason I'm mentioning them because for you all that don't know the Paul Tyson and Roydale Williams, they both are from Birmingham, so that's why I kind of stuck my head in there with them. But Georgia, I wasn't really worried about them defensively. I mean, you all know what they bring to the table.
Yeah, they defensively they're gonna be fine.
They flying.
Fine.
It's interesting how they use. It's just interesting how they use James Cook. Since he's been there, they've been using more of him. Kind of a wide receiver slash. I mean, even though he's at the backfield, I mean, he catches. He probably gets more targets than he gets carries. Honestly, but Zamir White is just he's a.
And Milton is that dude for them too.
Yeah,
they love Milton.
I didn't get a chance to watch much, man. I've been tied up in HBCU. That's what I've been living at, man. I've been in HBCU heaven this spring, so that's been my focus.
I got you.
But something, Dave, about Georgia, I think somebody pointed it out. Did you see how far down the depth chart that Stetson Bennett is? It's crazy how now where he is on the depth chart, and at one point this cat was starting. Like, he was a starting quarterback.
One more thing,
he was a starting quarterback.
I think that Georgia is going to be they're going to be better on the opposite side of the ball, but I did see where not having Malik there or George there, it just seemed like it was just a hole in that offense to me. Just wasn't quite right. You're just looking at, I don't see number one out there. Just something that's not right.
I just without Pickens being there, it's going. I'm not saying they don't have the depth to do it, but I don't see that. Like you said, that home run threat, that guy who can get you a big catch right now. Yeah. JT Daniels that's your primary all day. So if you need somebody to go to, I got Pickens. I mean, the next guy what's the slot guy name again? The one that was
Kearis Jackson.
I'm about to say, no, you tell us about that pre-show. You tell them about that pre-show.
I mean, other than that, man, I don't know.
They got the big tight end too. I can't.
I was gonna say, please don't Washington. Okay, 6'7", 245 pounds, and move like a gazelle. Yeah. I put this. When we gonna talk about Georgia just for 2 seconds, I would just say best offensive line, best defensive line in the SEC right now. Sorry, people, y'all can get pissed off all you want to. Best offensive line, best defensive line, tight end class. Like, they have all the pieces around them. If JT Daniels can be, I'm be honest, he can just be a bigger version of Jake Fromm. A more accurate version of Jake Fromm.
More accurate, yeah.
He can be that.
This is the thing, right? If this is the year since 1981, if this is the year
80,
I'm sorry,
80. Yeah, it won when I was born. Yeah, it won when I was born. It was 80.
I apologize. If Georgia gets it done, this is the year. Even without Perkins, because I'm looking at like everybody. They just said about Bryce being a little short. I really think that's going in the long run. That's going to hurt him when he has to throw over that offensive line.
Herb Street said it too.
He's going to have to learn how to, like, the thing about
his size too, his weight.
He's going to have to he'll eat some Snickers and some peanut butter. He'll be okay.
They said it was 190, but from what they said he looked like he was about 180.
He is bigger than what he was last year. He wasn't a fall, I should say. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's like a buck 75 soaking wet. But
80,
But what I'm going to say is, what's his name? Mac Jones could throw people open.
Right.
He's not going to be able to see those lanes half the time because those guys are. Their offensive line is tall too, and that's the problem. I want to see how he's going to adjust to that height of everybody being 6'4", 6'5". In high school, you got guys at 6'1", 6 foot, tackles maybe 6'3", one might be 6'7". You're not going to have that across the line, but at Alabama, you're going to have that. So he's going to have to learn how to loop some balls. He's going to throw people open. Mac Jones could spin it. He could throw you open. So could Tua. So could if Jalen was accurate, he could throw you open. But you're going to have to learn how to do that. He's not he is not as fast as I thought he was probably the same amount of speed as far as Jalen. I don't see that. I
think he's more elusive than Jalen.
Yeah, he'll make a quick step, but I mean, compared, I mean, you can't really tell from spring game because
right.
But I don't know.
We always use the Cam Newton example,
but though, Bill O'Brien, by him having that time with Watson, I think there's going to be a lot more. I think it's going to be a lot more of him moving him out the pocket because exactly what you just said, Tuck. He knows he can't dial up a lot with him in the pocket, so he's going to have to move that pocket a lot to get him going.
The thing with those receivers, if you move that pocket and you take away half of that field, you also take away half of your receivers. That's why I don't see them moving the pocket that much. That's why I said I really wish Tyson came in right now because Tyson can spin it too, and he was throwing it around the park too. He just I don't know. It's going to be.
Well, it's apparent that Bryce is the guy, and I think with Bill, and I'm not even talking with Bill O'Brien's background, his many years of background, all the way back to Penn State, and all the way going back further than that. I think they kind of know what they got. The good thing about Alabama is that if they know what they got, they can adjust to what they want. If not, you got 4 dogs back there you can hand it to. Not to mention those tight ends that they got. So I mean, I think it'll all kind of work out for them. But spring standouts for me, is wow. Depending on where I want to start at. LSU all 3 of their quarterbacks look surprisingly really good. I say surprisingly because I just wasn't expecting all 3 of them to look good. Finley looked like he's getting ready to transfer.
I'm 90% sure. About that.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that 3 times today that Finley's going to probably transfer, but they stood out to me.
How Brendan looked.
Did Cordell Flott stand out to you?
Pretty good. I didn't see. I'm not going there with you right now. I don't know. I was just really concentrating on their quarterback situation. Of course, you said from Alabama. You said from Auburn. Kind of moving on, but I'm just trying to think of anybody outside of the normal people that we all had, that we all kind of looked and said they was really impressive. But I was really surprised with. I was really surprised with the way Georgia looked. Not because they wasn't talented, but just some of the areas that I thought they might be looking terrible, not terrible, but not looking as strong in. I think that team. I didn't think their defense was going to be stronger. Their defense is stronger. From 1 to 20, that defense is ridiculous. I can't wait to have Brooks on so that we can get more inside of that. But I think y'all covered a lot of standouts. We could go and drop some more, but we're not going to do that. But one last thing I want to go ahead, Ben.
I was going to say in units, I don't necessarily know because I don't follow them like that. But unit wise, I think a lot of people was talking about USC, about how they ended up with, obviously in spring games, it was quick whistles, but the unit ended up with 7 or 8 sacks. But we just have to just treat that with a grain of salt.
USC, I mean, I'm talking about USC as far as Southern Cal, or are you talking about South Carolina?
Southern Cal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say USC is replacing, I think, 4 stars off the offensive line. So that's
why I said unit wide, you got to take it with a grain of salt because it's like. And then the whistle when it comes to spring games, it was just like everybody throw a quick whistle, but just throw the Pac-12 a little love.
Well, I don't know how many of them they did. Like I said, it was just so many of them that happened at one time. But before we really move on and get off of here, we got and I'm not gonna get into it long because we already been on a little bit over an hour.
Right.
But everybody, if you're not knowing what is an NIL and what is an NFT. You might want to start doing a little bit of your research. NIL, of course, is name, image, likeness. NFT is non-fungible token. it's another way for kids to get paid. For non-fungible token, it can be a piece of art. If you're familiar with NBA, I think it's Top Shot. Is where it's kind of taking off and making all kind of money. I think LeBron just had a dunk that just sold for like $220,000. For these NFTs, kind of all the same thing with blockchain and crypto. Not so much with crypto, but all kind of in that same kind of category. But I wanted to say this for 2 seconds about it was because, of course, Alabama just passed their NIL law. Governor signed it. It's a law now. And if you're not familiar, that just means that they can provide compensation and all the kind of stuff for their likeness and stuff like that. But their date is July 1st. What's interesting about that date is that the NCAA has not moved up their date. So any deals that signed on July 1st, you can't really do anything about it. Now, one thing that was very, very interesting because each state has their own bill. Interesting about the Alabama bill was a condition of the Alabama bill making a felony jail time for anyone to provide compensation to attend or continue to attend a Pacific school. That was a caveat that was added to the Alabama bill.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't really understand what that means, let me just break this down for you a little bit. So all this cheating that you have going on with different stuff, if it has anything to do with name, image, and likeness, money, kind of like that, you can be charged with a felony and you can go to jail. There's no more like, oh, the NCAA. No, this is not about NCAA anymore. This is a law. LAW, law. Sign into law. So some of y'all want to play around, you want to? Go ahead. But I say all that to say we really need to have like a whole show just about NIL because I know this guy that I really want to get on. He can really kind of break it down. But today, Arkansas signed theirs into law too. So that's 11 states. They talked about how, not having an NIL when Trevor Lawrence was there cost him between $3 to $4 million.
That hurt. That hurt. That hurt my soul.
He all right. He'll get a dealership.
No. I mean, he's fine, but I'm just saying, but I say that because the NIL is going to really help, really help, and who they're going to really target is going to be women basketball,
right,
and women gymnasts.
Yep,
that's what they're really going to target. A Paige Beckers is going to be able to get that, and then they're talking about how they're going to target a lot of. There's this gymnast at LSU who has 1.2 million Instagram followers. Mm-hmm. And how social media and your influence on social media is going to be a big thing and all that. But I just wanted to touch on a little bit. Like I said, I got pages of it. We got pages and pages to break it down about. But if you don't really know, man, look up NILs and look up NFTs and see how it all kind of works together. It's going to be really profitable for these kids.
Yeah.
And really something that we all need to know about. We're probably going to have a whole special on it because a lot of it still is not worked out. Mm-hmm. And the money is still not there. And who can do what? Because Georgia has a build right now. That their stuff is actually
that's
weird.
I know what I'm about to say because you got a lot of these states are like I remember the people from Alabama even said we're trying to save our recruiting for both schools, like all schools, so we can have an upper hand in this. Because let me tell you, these big media markets, don't be surprised if you see Syracuse and if you see these Buffalo schools and start to get major kids like 4 stars and 3 stars to come to their school just based off of NIL. I mean, they're gonna be able to pay this for these media markets, and USC out there, UCLA.
That's what I'm about to say. That would be my next point because they talking about how they're gonna be able to offer them movie roles and shit like that. Like,
right? I mean, and he can't do about it.
Well, what's gonna happen is, and just kind of like with even Alabama ones, like they have legislation in there that the schools are gonna be able to. A lot of stuff the schools will be able to regulate,
right?
And like in Alabama ones, like they can't do alcohol, they can't do tobacco, they can't do smoking, they can't do marijuana, they can't do legal betting, they can't do any of those kind of stuff. So the lingo that's going into each one of these bills is going a lot of it leave it up to the school. So the school's going to close a lot of loopholes. But yes, hey, we can pay you to be an extra in this movie and blah blah blah, all kinds of like that. Recruiting and everything is about to take a big thing. But
right,
Jalen Suggs just got an NFT. I don't know if y'all saw that. He did his Gonzaga piece of art from him up on the table.
Right.
After he did, so he did that as an NFT, trying to make money from it and all that kind of stuff like that. So it's big.
Because he's gonna do an NFT. He's also gonna do an NFT on the shot. I saw that too. Yep. He's gonna do an NFT off the shot. I mean, it's time.
It's been time.
These kids been not getting money for I don't know how long and
decades.
Yeah, it's time, man. I'm glad.
But then it's like crazy. Like Ohio State put a tweet up for auction.
Yes.
So I mean, it's NFT could be anything from a tweet all the way up to a digital piece of art. Like I said, the NBA Top Shot, why it's so popular and all the kinds of like that. But I just wanted to touch on it for a minute, man, and just say if you're not looking at it and you're not researching it, college football is changing. We talked about the transfer rule. We talked about all this other stuff. College football is not your granddaddy college football anymore. So if you're not keeping up, you need. Well, I guess you can always come to us.
We got you covered.
One last thing before we just check and see if we got any more questions or anything. Want to kind of wrap it up real quick. Is next Thursday we have the NFL draft, and once again, like we're going to be doing it live once again. NFL draft, first round. Of course,
first round. Don't look for a second, third, and sixth. First round.
First round prime time event next Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know it is. We would like for y'all to come with us. We'll have, of course, we plan on having the broadcast live, and also we'll plan on having YouTube videos on some of these cats, letting y'all see, breaking them down, see what y'all think about it, y'all favorite teams. If nothing else, come from the reactions of Ben, David, and Tuck about their favorite teams. If nothing else, come from the information, and
because if we draft Mac Jones, it's going to be very entertaining.
You don't have to worry about that anymore. I think you're fine. You're fine. I'm
a 49ers fan, by the way, if you don't know. And if we pull out that Mac Jones shit, it's going to be very entertaining.
I'm gonna need you to calm down about 2 seconds. All right, calm down. Okay, we got the Giants. We got the NFC East now, but we're gonna cover the whole first round, man. It should be very, very interesting. Please come in, but you'll see a lot of stuff from it. Probably starting Tuesday. You'll see it advertising for us starting Tuesday. Everywhere about it, all that kind of stuff like that. Sean said, "I hope my Packers make a better." Hey, the NFL draft is a primetime event, man. It's one of the biggest events because you either get mad or happy, and it's great. You gotta love the NFL draft.
Aaron Jones came back, man. He went inside the country, Sean. So y'all good, man. Y'all good, man. Y'all should be.
We're gonna be live in here, man. And you see us talking about it. And Sean, I just saw. I think somebody answered you, about the merchandise store.
Right.
Merchandise store, and I think David answered you, or somebody answered you. We're gonna trust me. You will know when the website, the store, and everything is up. Just know, man, we appreciate everyone, and that we're working. We're working for a lot of things, to do a lot of things. Have a lot of things that we're about to roll out. As y'all see, David has on a sweatshirt. Let's see if I can get him back up here. Let me move the banner.
Little young Jeezy.
Yes, and it has the Downside Football Podcast, and it's raised. We're gonna have all kind of stuff, man. And like I said, there's some stuff I can't tell y'all about yet.
They modeled that thing. There you go.
But hey, long as y'all know, he ain't got the model. He good. It's good to model. He great. He's straight. Dave, tell him get off for you, bro. Tell him get off for you, dog. Hey, but look, we got a lot of things in the work, and we're doing good, man. And once again, if you're not doing anything else, please make sure that you are following the show on Down South Football Podcast. Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Tell your mama. If you're really a fan of the show, tell everybody in your family to hit that subscribe button, man, so we can hit and get what we need to. Of course, the Cash App is always pumping. If you just like us, we appreciate you. But I think that's really it, man. Next Thursday is going to be epic. We're going to have some more in-depth spring reviews coming for y'all real soon from different teams and stuff like that. But hey, it's about to pop off. We got the SWAC Championship. We don't know. We plan on having some type of coverage. We plan on doing that stuff May 1st. So it might be a busy weekend for us, but please continue to be tuned in to us, man. We got a lot going on. Like I said, hoping to get some the HBCU guys on before the end of before the draft next week too. Got to call in to a couple people and maybe they can clear their schedule. But man, if y'all have anything, if anybody got something in the comments, y'all got 2 minutes in the comments. We appreciate y'all. I said it was gonna be an hour and a half, and we sticking to that. So we're gonna be coming at y'all a lot more. Y'all gonna be like, dang, I didn't know they were doing that. But for those that came on late, we talked about the HBCU NFL Combine, man. Nobody else down south. If you associated with Down South Football Podcast, we're the only ones that have it. If you want to see some coverage from it, you can see some clips on our page, and you can also see the whole live is on our YouTube page. Hey, it's in there, and we got more stuff coming. But if y'all ain't got anything else, I'll give to the final comments. Ben, you got anything?
I'm good, man. I'm ready for the draft next week, man. So that's my thought process is seeing what we do with this number 3 pick, man.
Tuck?
Yeah, I think we same thing. We're getting ready for the draft, and Sean, he didn't say go Braves last night, so it's always Yankees over here. And again, man, with
like Chip.
Like Renard said, everybody follow the YouTube page. Tell your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your sister, your brothers, your aunties, your uncles, the people you don't like, the people you do like. If you don't like them, tell them 2 times. Please follow the YouTube page. That will be very beneficial for us to get out there and get some more content. We got way more content coming. We're going to do some shorts. We're going to do some more stuff like that. And I can't wait, man, because like I said, this thing is growing. I want everybody that started with us to
come along for the ride.
Come along for the ride, because it was y'all that was with us from the beginning. So I can't wait. I'm excited.
Dave?
First of all, let me go on record by saying that I'm being forced here next Thursday night for the draft. I'm gonna go on record.
You are not being forced, Dave. Fly, Eagles flying. That's what y'all say. Y'all got a chant song and all that.
I'm not gonna lie, Dave is being his hand is being turned. Yes, that's very true. Now, with that, Dave only one has free reign to come on and off as he please. Because
I know y'all traded away some picks. Y'all got a first round.
See, Ben is that person. See, Ben.
I got to go back and look at the whole trade.
Ben is an instigator. Don't let him do it to you, Dave. Don't let
him do it to you. I'm not in your division. That man over there next to you is the one that be on you in the division.
I'm still recovering from last year's draft.
I was about to say,
I left the show last year. I actually got up and left and turned my iPad off.
Yeah, you did. You did. You did.
You left me hanging. You left us hanging, man. We can't. We're not gonna do that this year. I promise you, we're not gonna do that this year. But
draft's gonna be interesting.
NFL draft next Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Live. We're gonna be here. Every pick, everything for the first round. First round, because it's Thursday night. But like I said, Dave, you can be the model one more time and put you back on solo. This is some of the merch that's in our that's in our store that's about to launch. So y'all be ready to get all kind of merch. Those letters are raised. It's very, very nice. So, of course, y'all know about the sweatshirt. We have some other things that are coming along with the website and something else I really don't want to speak on. But I'll just say website and merch is definitely coming. But, hey, we'll see y'all next Thursday night.
Yes, sir.
If nothing else, we're going to have some other stuff coming. Like I said, we got spring recaps coming. With some of the teams that already done some stuff, but appreciate y'all hollering at us. We said an hour 30 or less. If nothing else, man, we about to be out, and we'll see y'all maybe before next week. Y'all gonna get some stuff from us before next week, but live again next Thursday night for the first round of the NFL draft. Nothing else, fellas. We out.
Yes, sir. We out.